Okay, kindergartners, we're working on something really fun this week. It is standard K.N.1.4, and it says that we're going to recognize, without counting, the quantity of a small group of objects in an organized and random arrangement up to 10. So if you look here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10 squares here. Do you know how many dots there are without putting your finger on them and counting? Can you say it? 3. 1, 2, 3. We can see that. That's 3. What about number 2? There's 10 of them, and only 1 is blank. So how many is in there? Can you tell me without counting? Try it. Shout out the number. 3, 2, 1. Shout the number out. 9. Because we know there's 10. There's 10 of them, and if there's only 1 that's not filled, then that's 9. We need to be able to do that without counting. Can you do that? What about this one? There's 10 of them, and there's the whole top row is filled, and there's 1 on the bottom row. So we have 5 squares on top and 5 squares on bottom. So how many is this? Can you tell just by looking at it? Can you say it? Shout it out in 3, 2, 1. What's the number? Shout it out. 6, because the whole top row is filled. We know that's 5, and only 1 in the bottom. So 5 and plus 1 more is 6. What about this one? We know that the whole top row is 5, but 1 of them is not filled in. So just by looking at that, how many blue dots are in there? Can you shout it out? Shout it out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shout out the number. 4. It's 4. Yeah, so that's our whole lesson this week, is just being able to look at the number and to be able to say how many it is without having to count each one. That'll save us a lot of time. Look at this one. Do you remember how many squares are here? All the squares are filled, so you should know how many orange dots there are. Okay, so try it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shout out the number 10. It's 10. Yes. What about that? That's easy, huh? Number 6. How many purple dots are there? Yeah, 1. Good job. 1. Yeah. So look at this. How about this one? We have dice here. Can you count the number of spots, the black dots on the dice without having to count them? Can you just look at it and know? What about this first one? Yeah, 1. That's real easy, huh? What about this one? Can you just look at it and know? Tell me the number in 3, 2, 1. 4. The number's 4. What about this one? There's not many there. Tell me the number. Tell me the number in 3, 2, 1. Shout it out. Shout out the number. 3. It's number 3. What about this one? Can you look at that and tell me without having to count each individual one? Try it. Shout out the number. Did you say 4? 4 is the correct number. There's 4 of them there. What about this? Can you tell me how many frogs there are without putting your finger on and counting each one? Tell me the number. Did you say 2? 2 frogs. Ooh, now the balloons might be a little bit harder. Can you look at them? How many there? Shout out the number. Say it. What's the number? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one's a little harder, huh? There's no pattern to them. What about this? Look at the fish. These get hard when there's no pattern to them, huh? Well, do you know how to skip count? Skip count by 2. You can see right there. 2, 4. How many is that? 6. 6. What about this one? That one's easy. Shout out the number. 3. Did you say 3? Okay, we've done tally marks before. How many tally marks are there? 4. What about this one? We know when we have 4 tally marks and we put a diagonal line through it, that's always going to be what number? 5. That's always going to be 5. When we have this diagonal line here, that's always going to be the number 5. What about these two? Last two. 2, and then this one's real easy, 1. So that's all you're going to do this week for this. You're just going to look at how many's there and then write the number. Okay, so you'll put that in your math notebook. All right, you're going to do great this week. Good job today.